Hey guys, Pete from Crunch Time Coaching, and today I'm going to debunk 3 myths about hitting a topspin forehand that might be confusing you and holding you back. So if you're ready to get started, let's go. Alright, so today is an important video to watch, guys, because hitting the topspin forehand is a very important thing, I think, for your development as a tennis player, because it enables you to have one of the most aggressive weapons in tennis and develop full confidence in it. Without the ability to hit a topspin forehand, you kind of have to play conservative tennis. If you're swinging and you don't know if the ball is going to go in or out, and even if it feels solid off your racket, you don't know why some are going in and some are going out, you probably don't have pretty good control over your topspin shot, which enables you to be a lot more aggressive on your shot. So the first myth of hitting a topspin forehand is some people have you convinced that you have to have a semi-Western or Western grip in order to hit a topspin forehand. Now, I strongly recommend having a semi-Western grip if you can feel comfortable with it. But let's just say you try it and you just hate it. You just don't feel comfortable at all. Even with a continental grip, you can hit a topspin forehand, right? I'll demo one here, right here. Say, look, I'm hitting the continental grip, but I'm coming over there and rolling that ball and creating topspin. The key is it does take a little more manipulation and feel in the hand to turn over at the right exact time, because naturally if you're coming to swing and you don't change anything, the strings are going to be slightly open. And so that's why some coaches are going to tell you you should switch over to a semi-Western or full Western grip, because it naturally closes the string bed to the ball, which makes it a lot easier for the strings in the ball to create that friction needed to create topspin and put the ball in. But you can hit topspin with a continental, with an Eastern grip. You can do it with any grip, but it does become a lot more difficult, I think, to do it consistently over and over again with a continental grip, because you're having to basically turn your wrist over and manipulate it at the exact right time to keep the ball in. If you don't do that and you swing through naturally, the ball is going to sky into the fence. So that's why some coaches will tell you that you must have a semi-Western or full Western grip in order to hit topspin, but that is simply not true. You can hit topspin with any grip. Okay, myth number 2 is that it takes a lot of wrist work at the contact point to create topspin. Even as I was hitting that continental grip, I wasn't using a ton of wrist action. It was just this little subtle move that was creating that spin to happen even on the continental grip. If you have a semi-Western or full Western grip, but let's just talk about the semi-Western grip, you actually are not really using the wrist at all at contact. You're pretty much set up for success, and that's why I do recommend the semi-Western grip. You're set up for success right from having the grip, where I just come here and my wrist, I like to call it a loose lock, because I don't want you to think about locking your wrist and holding the racket tight. You want to hold the racket as loose as you can, but if your wrist stays in the same position, like you lock it without tightening the wrist, then you're set up. As I come, I pretty much can't mess up. I'm going to be creating topspin just by my natural swing path, and I don't need to do anything with my wrist. In fact, doing a lot with the wrist on contact as you're going to hit the ball it could mess it up to where you put it right there in the net. A lot of people have like unnecessary wrist action. They tend to put a lot of their spin balls, they have way too much spin, and they tend to spin a lot of them in the net because they're just doing too much with the wrist right at contact and mess themselves up. If you keep that wrist locked, but it's a loose lock, I'm not holding the racket tight, and I come from beneath the ball and up to it, right? Let me even get lower on that. I need to get lower. If I come up to it naturally, I'm putting topspin on the ball, and you can see there I'm not doing anything with the wrist. The last myth about creating topspin is that you have to have massive acceleration in order to create the spin. Again, that is not true. I can swing through super slow and put topspin on the ball, okay? I can swing very, very slowly here, again, as long as I'm keeping everything in the correct order. I got my grip here with the semi-Western grip for this. This is what I ideally recommend. You don't have have to do it though. As I mentioned, you can do it with any grip. But if I'm coming up here and I'm just doing this from low to high on the ball, if the ball is here and my racket's coming up to the ball and I just keep that swing path going, those balls have topspin on it. You can especially see that second one, that had a nice rotation, and I'm swinging slowly at the ball. There's no real acceleration going on, but it has the topspin. Now, what's cool about the ability to hit topspin is it allows you to create more acceleration because you're going to feel more freedom. So the more you can still make good contact, but you can accelerate your racket head, you can be aggressive with your body, the more you can do that all in a coordinated fashion, well then you are going to create a little more spin, a little more action on the ball, and the ball is going to obviously travel faster, but it isn't necessary to create the topspin. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video and you really understand what's creating the topspin. If you want to get the feel for how to hit the topspin, because once you master the feel, then it's game on. Then you can go out there and play with a lot of confidence. I have a no-fail topspin drill that I want to play a little preview for you right now, so you can go out there and use it and play, and it's going to bring so much more enjoyment to the game, because once you can go out there and swing at a ball aggressively and it still goes in and you know it's going to go in, well, that's a lot of fun to play that way. So hope you like this video. Check out the preview and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so this one works every time, and guys, it is so important to master the feeling of topspin, because once you get it, it's so freeing. You feel like you can swing as hard as you want and you know the ball is going to go in. So it's such an awesome thing to master that topspin. And this one I got from a guy named Butch Staples, awesome instructor. He loves teaching the 10 and under kids. And he had a drill called the Rainbow Drill. So I did not make this up.